Are we good to go? So Jesus walked into an olive garden, and he goes up to the host. Not the hostess, of course, because the joke about where Jesus goes into a 20th century Italian restaurant requires historical context. And he says to the host, "Is it true that your breadsticks are really unlimited?" The host says yes, because the current advertisements on the tablet said so. And Jesus says, "Okay, I have a party." And the host said, "What size is your party?" Jesus says, 5,000, plus women and children. That's the introduction. I want to set the bar low for y'all. I hope that's okay. Well, just to be serious for a moment, I am really glad to do comedy as a fine arts category, because a lot of these other categories are super stressful and you spend a lot of time racking your brain over it. But here we can just sit down, we can laugh, and it puts a lot on my shoulders, but it takes it off of yours. So anyways, I'll go back into the comedy stuff that you want to see. So in case you haven't noticed already, I have a very dry sense of humor. And if, for those of you that don't know what that means, it means the jokes won't always land, they might just. And it also means that sometimes the goal of a certain statement isn't necessarily to make you laugh, but it's also just to make y'all really uncomfortable. All right, good, we're there. Something else I've also been told by my friends is, if you're ever wondering when I want to say a punchline, apparently my mouth does this thing where it looks like I'm eating, I guess, an overripe banana, and so it apparently makes that motion right before I make the punchline, so thanks for laughing, I'm insecure about that. It's okay, I'll wait. Anyways, I'm from Tennessee. Can I get a yee? Amen. And so I actually got second at districts for fine arts, so I'm pretty proud of that. There were 2 people. I make that joke every time it happens, so for those of you that have heard it before, I've actually made that joke 3 years in a row now. Dang it, Jenna. I come from a family of 6, which means I have 2 parents, 2 younger sisters, and 1 older brother. Thanks for that. My 2 younger sisters are actually here right now. If you don't know where they are, they're the ones that look like me, except I'm shorter and have longer hair. Also waving in the back. That's my older brother is not here, and I'm sure you're all very sad about that because of that 2-second emotional connection I've given y'all with him. Something that people don't tell you is that having siblings, it really gives you a new perspective on the Bible. Like, for example, some people when they were growing up, they would play action figures with their siblings. Well, growing up, me and my brother, we'd play Jesus. And so it was a while ago, but he'd always get to be Jesus during the good parts because he knew about the Bible more than I did because I was 7. And so please stop laughing, you're making my ego too big. Anyways, back to the story that I was on before. So he knew more about the Bible than I did. And so he'd always get to be Jesus, and I was always a secondary character. Like, for example, he was Jesus, I was the blind man, he was Jesus, I was the leopard. I was the fastest leopard y'all have ever seen. And And so I'd ask him, I'm like, hey, Zach, when can I be Jesus? And he said, oh, just you wait. You can be Jesus at a certain point. And I was like, okay, cool. So I just kind of went with it. Well, we kept going through Bible stories for about an hour. And then he said, guess what, Josh? It's time to be Jesus. We talked about it a little bit, and then I said, oh, what's a crucifixion? So he said, well, we're going to find out. So I don't know if any of y'all are aware what a dog tag necklace is. You see, our local cat and nine tail supplier was out at the moment, so we had to improvise. Let's just say I got to be the hands and feet of Jesus for about 4 seconds before I started crying. Therefore, to calm me down, we move on to the next section of the crucifixion. Let's just say my mom walked in right before he had the first nail hammered in. And she politely asked me, instead of nailing my hand to the wall, that we use duct tape instead because it was far cheaper. Well, based on the signals that I'm not being given at the moment, that's all I have for you. You're all very beautiful people, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.